first laptop and how much I loved it. It was thin, fast, beautiful, had a great battery. It was cool. It was a MacBook 2007 and it was amazing. Things evolved and, like everything else, my awesome MacBook became old. At the time, it was my main machine. But now, my main machine is my smartphone, a Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I never found a laptop computer that gave me the same feeling I had before with my old Mac. I now use my phone, Samsung DeX, and a screen for doing my computer stuff. But what if I could do these things on the go? Then my phone would be the only computer I would ever need. Introducing Frism, the first glimpse of the future of computers. Frism is a pocketable alternative to a laptop, but how does it work? Just watch. First, we need to detach the two sides and connect it with a strong magnetic connection. Frism uses high-resolution projector with DLP technology for the screen and a laser keyboard, so you can have the screen size you want. The colors are vibrant and the screen is luminous enough to be seen all day. After using it, we reattach the solid slide connection and we can slide it in a pants pocket. Frism is made with a great-looking true wood and high-quality biodegradable plastic. It is compatible with Samsung DeX, Huawei MUI, Windows PC sticks, Nintendo Switch, and so on. Connectics are USB 3.0, USB-C, HDMI, and, believe it or not, a headphone jack. Frism starts at the cost of $449, but with this Kickstarter campaign, you can hold the future in your hands for only $249. Now, I can finally say I have a thin, fast, beautiful, and pocketable computer with a great battery. Maybe you will be able to say it too.
I'm Dave Muller from Syntec. We're a friend of Pi. We brought out one of the best cases for the Raspberry Pi, or so we've been told. Recently we brought out the Pi Hub in collaboration with Pimoroni. We're joining forces with Raspberry TV and Alex Eames.
I'm Alex Eames from Raspberry TV, one of the most visited Raspberry Pi blogs on the internet. We think there's a big gap in the market for a portable 9-inch high-definition HDMI monitor for the Raspberry Pi. There currently isn't an affordable one out there, and we want to make it happen.
To really truly use the Pi in the way that it was supposed to be used, have a high-def screen. If it can be portable as well, you can take it to the jams, you can use it in the back of the car and put your XBMC on it. Whatever you're going to do, you'll want that high-def screen. Because once you've used your iPads and your Nexus, you've seen the screen quality that they've got, you'll want the same from your screen for your Pi.
The existing products on the market are really expensive and a bit bulky and clunky, with lots of extra connectors on that simply aren't needed for the Raspberry Pi. We have a fully working prototype, which is a 1280 by 800 pixels screen with a rather large off-the-shelf controller board. Now we want to redesign the controller board to make it cheaper and take off all the unnecessary bits and put it together in a nice package.
There are plenty of HDMI drivers out there. Unfortunately, they come with other things like DVI and VGA, which you just don't need. Just add in extra cost in there. The clarity of the screen is superb, the backlight's superb, it's nice and thin, it's very well constructed, and it's a relatively new screen, so it's going to be around 2, 3, 4 years before they change the design of that. We can get help from the guys at Pimoroni and make the packaging of this screen look very Pibo-esque.
To bring you HDMI Pi at a price that we consider reasonable, we have to buy a minimum order quantity of 1,000 screens and 1,000 controller boards. This is the main reason we've come to Kickstarter.
I guess some of you might be wondering why we as a company just don't go and design and make the product and go and sell it. The Raspberry Pi market is very fragmented, so it's very difficult to talk to 200, 500, 1,000 users to get their opinion on this, and Kickstarter is a way of doing that.
You deserve to be able to buy an affordable, high-definition HDMI screen for your Raspberry Pi. Help us to make it happen.
We want your involvement, but we need your support. So please back this Kickstarter campaign so we can bring you a true, high-def, low-cost, portable LCD screen for your Raspberry Pi. Let's make it happen together. Professional, man. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Angel Rodriguez. I work at OSOP, and we make seismographs and the software that drives them. We work with universities and governments all over the world. For many years, we have wanted to make an affordable, functional seismograph that is easy and fun to use. Now, thanks to the popularity of low-cost single-board computers like the Raspberry Pi, it is possible to bring you a portable, accurate, affordable, personal seismograph like the Raspberry Shake. Raspberry Shake is a tiny circuit board that mounts directly onto your Raspberry Pi. With it, you can sense tiny earth movements, the vibrations that are produced by machinery, the movements of cars and trucks, footsteps, and of course, earthquakes. So you're wondering how it works. Raspberry Shake uses a geophysical sensor called a geophone that measures the movements of the ground. The device sends this information to the Raspberry Pi to visualize the waveforms using professional software tools used by international observatories, tools like the USGS easy-to-use Swarm Seismic Visualization Program. For the past year, we have been working on designing and improving the prototypes, as well as developing the software. All we need now is your support to take the steps from prototype to production. Your contributions go to making the boards and tying up the loose ends with the software. We have amazing rewards, so please check them out. Join us on this adventure of listening to the Earth. Pre-order your Raspberry Shake today. Thank you very much.
Here's a quick demo of the Pi-O micro SD adapter for Raspberry Pi. This is the back of the connector where the memory card goes in. This is the front side of the connector with the contacts. So to show you that this works, take the micro SD card here. We've got an 8 GB model, and this is a push in, push out connector right here. And got the Raspberry Pi right here. Just goes in the memory slot like so. You can see here it's flush with the edge. And we just need to plug in the HDMI and give it power. And you can see here it's loading the OS from the micro SD card without any problems. And there you go, there's the login. So there's an example of the, I call it a PIO, P-I-O. This is the micro SD adapter for the Raspberry Pi.
Get bored of messy wiring and inflexible connections for projects needing several motors? Don't worry, just need one piece of Zero Pi. You can throw the others away. See how powerful it is? It can control 11 microservos and 8 DC motors at a time. Or you can use 4 stepper motors instead of 8 DC motors. Zero Pi is an Arduino Zero compatible development kit for robotic. It uses Amtel SAMD21J18 32-bit ARM Cortex M0 Plus as the MCU, which is fully compatible to official Arduino Zero. Here's the specs details of Zero Pi. RPI connectors ready for plug in the Raspberry Pi, and the M4 holes are perfectly compatible with make block aluminum mechanical parts to support open source hardware projects. AtMega microcontroller is too weak for your complex robot project. Can't be perfectly compatible with Raspberry Pi project. That's why we designed the affordable and powerful 32-bit mainboard called Zero Pi for robotics developer and CNC hobbyist. With Raspberry Pi, you can install a web interface and use tablet to achieve remote control, such as control the DC motor, stepper motor, and microserver. It can even interface with JavaScript. It always can be programmed via Arduino IDE programming environment, giving you access to a wide range of easy-to-use libraries. Now let's start from a Jeep. Zero Pi is the next generation mainboard for 3D printer. It can directly control the 3D printer. We successfully ported the Marlin and Repetier firmware to Zero Pi for i3 and Delta open source 3D printer. After 2 months of hard work, it's 4 times faster than the Mega 2560, less cost and only half of its size. Zero Pi supports open source hardware and software. You can also control the 3D printer using Zero Pi and Raspberry Pi. With the Raspberry Pi, you can install a web interface to control your printer remotely and control everything by using your browser during printing. We built the Johnny 5 robot based on Johnny5.io library using Zero Pi to control this large motion structure and achieve the image recognition function and wireless control. Furthermore, we also made many interesting and cool projects through Zero Pi. With Zero Pi, there's more possibilities. Support us on Kickstarter. We can't change the world without your help. Thank you all.
Video, I've got the latest prototype of the Pi switch connected to a voltmeter, and I'd like to demonstrate the voltage output of the Pi switch. So I'm switching on now. As you can see here, the voltage is well above 5 volts, which is required by the Raspberry Pi, which indicates there's virtually no power drop from the power supply and the power and the Pi switch itself. And you can also see the current is around 0.3, 0.5, depending on the loading of the Raspberry Pi. So now I've got the Pi fully switched on, And now I'm switching off again. Off button. Again, during the switch off process, the voltage remained quite stable. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Aaron, founder of Pi Supply, and I'm here today to talk to you about an exciting new technology called LoRa. LoRa is a long-range radio technology which allows you to send small amounts of data over very long distances and is useful for things such as smart home security systems, similar to the electronic door lock that I just entered this room with. Over the past 5 years at Pi Supply, we've developed a range of add-on boards for the Raspberry Pi and other single-board computers, including our Papyrus e-paper display range, the JustBoom high-definition audio range, and our PiJuice UPS solution. We were also the first to add Power over Ethernet capability to the Raspberry Pi. The first 3 boards in our IoT range include the LoRa Gateway Hat, the Microbit LoRa Node, and the LoRa Node FAT. LoRa is the smart, long-range, wireless transmission technology that is enabling the future of the Internet of Things, otherwise known as IoT. A LoRa gateway, such as our IoT hat, is the piece of hardware in a LoRaWAN network that allows you to send and receive data packets from a LoRa node, such as our IoT microbit board. You can then send this data to a cloud software platform such as the Things Network and use a Raspberry Pi or other single-board computer to manipulate that data as you see fit. A multi-channel gateway, such as our IoT hat, can connect to hundreds of devices simultaneously, meaning that you can connect all of your LoRa nodes or any others within range of your gateway. This is very similar to your Wi-Fi router in your home network or a mobile phone transmission tower. Some useful applications of LoRa include farming and agriculture, smart parking systems, smart recycling bins, and a vast array of other use cases. I'm here today to ask for your support to make this a reality. We're bringing this to Kickstarter with a view to bringing it into the hands of makers, tinkerers, industry, and anyone else that wants to get their hands on this exciting up-and-coming technology.
Flotilla is a digital tinkering kit for Raspberry Pi. It's a bunch of smart, affordable widgets that make your ideas come to life. great for beginners and frictionless for experts.
We made Flotilla because, as makers, we thought there was a smarter way to play with things like sensors and motors.
To make Flotilla accessible, we've created a couple of apps. For the absolute beginner, Cookbook is like a plug-and-play experience. You plug in some modules and it suggests recipes, which are projects you can make with those modules.
The second app is Rockpool, and this lets you create simple rules like, if it's dark, turn a light on, or if I press this button, make a motor turn. It's as simple as using an iPad app, and it works in any modern web browser. Flotilla has great Python libraries written in-house to be clear and friendly. And if you're a super maker, then you'll understand the two-wire interface that we've built all the widgets on.
About 4 months ago, we invited some of our friends from the Raspberry Pi community to come and have a play with Flotilla and get their feedback.
We knew Flotilla was a great idea, so we invited our friends who are makers, teachers, to see what they would do with it. What we found was people loved the idea, they loved the software, they loved the style with which we did it. So people who'd never been into electronics or thought that's not for me, we got them to get rid of their fear and try stuff, and that was really amazing.
So it's fun, it's learning by stealth. You're doing these things and suddenly you're a bit of an expert and you can then go off and build whatever you want, whatever's in your head.
I've got a penguin and I'm hopefully going to attach it to a motor so as when you twist it, theoretically its wings flap.
When I want to put together some kind of little robotics project or whatever, making the first step is quite hard. You have to dive in there, wire everything together, and this is beautiful because everything, all the modules use the same interface.
It's got a huge amount of potential. Personally, as a mum and as a sort of hobbyist crafter, I think the price point seems absolutely bang on.
We got some great feedback from the hack day, and we used a lot of that to make small changes to Flotilla over the last 4 months. We're coming up to the end of a year's work on Flotilla. We're on the final round of prototypes and we're currently working with Ragworm to customise our PCB colours. The PCBs and Flotilla will be made in the UK.
We need people to back Flotilla so we can deliver on that promise of affordability and get something that people can say, yes, there is the thing that everyone can use to hack with electronics and make cool stuff.
Have you heard about the Internet of Things? Isn't it amazing how much technology makes our lives easier day in and day out? From effortlessly guiding you around the planet, to keep you up to date with everything on your smartphone and sharing your likes on different platforms. The Internet of Things is a new way of connecting technology, connecting almost everything around us, adding intelligence to anything imaginable. This is our beloved Raspberry Pi. There is more than 10 million of these tiny ultra-low-cost single-board computers around today. This hackable little beauty has infinite number of uses. But the most powerful part of it is you. And together with the rest of the open source maker community, you have the tools to solve real problems. To get you to the results faster on this genius platform, we at La Fábrica Alegre brings you Loranga. This is Loranga. Loranga transforms your Pi into an IoT gateway. With its LoRa radio on the 2 or 3G chip, it becomes easy to pipe data. You can build your own low-energy, long-range, secure LoRa networks. We are keeping it open source so you can continue to create freely. To wrap things up, let Loranga help you connect your things, whatever they might be, like earthquakes, movements of your pets, or break-ins. So, at La Fábrica Alegre we ask you, are you ready for Loranga?
Hi, I'm Dr. John Chovik, the CTO of Switchdock Labs. Our latest Kickstarter is a fabulous little board that allows you makers out there to build and design your own solar power systems for Raspberry Pis and Arduinos. It allows you to hook up batteries, LiPo batteries, solar cells, and as well as power your projects through a USB port, all without requiring any soldering. And as a bonus, we've set it up so you can charge your iPhone or iPad. Sun Control has a solar battery charger and solar cell manager, a voltage booster, and a solid-state USB switch. You can use Sun Control on many different types of weather projects, as well as any solar power application that you might come up with. Please join our project today.
In a world that is dominated by technology, it is important that we introduce our kids to programming from an early age. While there are many classes and courses for older kids to learn programming, younger kids do not get enough exposure. This is disheartening because they are about to enter an age where they need to coexist with coding at every step of the way, be it shopping, education, banking, social media, or communications. Think your kid is too young to learn coding? Well, think again.
Hi Kickstarter, I'm Alo and I'm here to tell everything about the Sanya box. This kit was conceived by Sanya, who faced a lot of challenges while she wanted to learn coding.
Central to the Sanya Box Kit is an embedded computer, an add-on board that fits on the Raspberry Pi 3 or 4 pin header. This add-on board is pre-designed to give children with a hands-on learning experience about coding. It features push buttons, LED lights, and multiple sensors such as the thermal sensor and the gas sensor. It is also integrated with the 3-digit 7-segment clock display. Can you imagine the level of fun that kids can have with this kit while learning to program? To make the Sanya Box complete with itself and to enable kids to learn coding right away, the kit supplements the add-on board with an SD card containing pre-installed programs. The keyboard and the mouse in the kit are essential items, and the breadboard, wires, LEDs, and resistors create a learning feel. I never thought learning to program could be this simple until I tried the Sanya Box. It is an all-in-one kit that makes coding fun and easy to learn. I don't even have to ask for my parents' computer or mouse because I can just use my own and connect it to any monitor. I'd also really like to thank my Moonshot Junior team for helping turn my vision into reality. They also helped me speak to lesser privileged communities in India, where I was able to educate them about programming and Raspberry Pi. I love experimenting with new programs and sharing them with my dad. The add-on board with additional features like the LED lights and the digital clock display are fun to operate with code. For example, I can write the code to control its heat sensor and turn on the heater if a room becomes too cold. Similarly, the Sanya Box add-on board can be used to create thousands of real-life projects, including IoT and electronics. This computer has built-in codes for new users. I've tried them and they are fantastic. After you learn them, you can find the other codes that are available on my website. Did you know that kids today are the least likely to learn coding as compared to all the generations before them? Only 19% of them learned to code before they turned 16. In the 1970s, this percentage was almost 50%. The Sanya Box is meant to motivate kids to take up programming early in life. Sanya Box aims to raise the number of kids who choose to learn programming. They can learn all the pre-installed codes and write new codes in an environment of their choice.
We ensure that kids keep graduating as they work on the Sanya Box. Once they have worked with the existing codes on the computer, they can guide themselves for future projects with new programs. Learning to code is an ever-evolving process with the Sanya Box.
It is also Wi-Fi and Bluetooth enabled and perfect for his use. I'm happy that this kit teaches them how to code in a hands-on ways.
Help us fund our Sanya Box projects to empower kids with the technology of the future. Let the kids do what they do best: learn, create, and have fun.
Hi everybody, my name is Patrick Mitchell. This is my 27th Kickstarter campaign, and I'd like to introduce you to the Big Buddy Talker. The Big Buddy Talker can hold 4 times as many words or letters than its predecessor, the Little Buddy Talker, which was my last Kickstarter campaign. The Big Buddy Talker, or BBT, has the original 254-word library that the Little Buddy Talker employed, along with an alphabet library that holds the alphabet in 7 different languages, English in male and female voice, and the NATO phonetic alphabet, along with some words associated with transmission. So where will the remaining 508 words come from? They'll come from you. Leave your requested words in the comment section if you pledge towards this campaign, and I will do my best to make sure that everybody gets at least a few words in. It connects easily to our Arduino, and is controlled extremely easily through SPI communication. Sample code for Arduino will be provided. Upload your code, pop in a stereo cable, connect the other end to the stereo input of your audio player. If you wish to hear the original Little Buddy Talker 254-word library currently installed on Chip 1, please see below in the Kickstarter campaign. There's a whole video dedicated to it. But right now, let's spell some letters with our alphabet chip.
A, B, C, D,
E, F, G,
H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S,
T, U, V, W,
X, Y, Z.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta.
You can create so many awesome projects with the Big Buddy Talker, and with 508 spaces left in memory, you can contribute your own words to this campaign. Once you pledge, you can enter in the words you want to see in the library in the comments section. Don't be shy. If you want to know more, check out below in the Kickstarter campaign. There's tons of information there. Thank you for your consideration and have a wonderful day, everyone.
Hi, I'm Lucy, and I'm here to tell you all about Code Angel. Code Angel is a completely new way to learn to code. It comes with everything you need to build amazing games using Python. Here's how it works. Each Code Angel project begins with a short video that explains what you will be doing. When you are ready, enter the program listing from the book of code on your Raspberry Pi or home computer. All of the graphics and sounds that you will need for your game are included with Code Angel. The thing is, if you were like me, you will probably make some mistakes when you write your program. Everybody does. These mistakes are called bugs, and bugs can be really frustrating if you can't work out why your program isn't working. But with Code Angel, if your program has a bug and you can't figure it out, upload it to the Code Angel website. Someone from Code Angel will show you where any bugs are and explain how to fix them. Once you are finished coding, it's time to get a better understanding of how your game works. Every project comes with a collection of short videos that explain what different parts of the code actually do. And then, it's on to the best bit, playing your game. Computer games are fun anyway, but when you have actually coded them yourself, then it's just amazing. And all of my friends think my games are great as well. Once your game is finished, there is still plenty more you can do with it. Every Code Angel project comes with ideas and suggestions to make your game even better. Oh yeah, and if you think Code Angel is just for kids, you are wrong. Code Angel is suitable for anyone who wants to learn to code from 6 to 106. There are 3 different versions of Code Angel available on Kickstarter. Code Angel in a box comes with everything you need installed on your very own Raspberry Pi computer. Simply plug it in and get started, just like I did. But if you already have your own computer, then that's fine too. Code Angel Digital lets you download and stream everything from the Code Angel website. And Code Angel Digital Plus is just the same as Code Angel Digital, but it also includes your very own printed copy of the Code Angel Book of Code. So, what are you waiting for? If you want to learn how to code games like me, then head over to Kickstarter and become a Code Angel backer now.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Jonathan, j'ai 21 ans et je travaille actuellement à l'école polytechnique fédérale de Lausanne. Je tentais de vous expliquer ce qu'est Rastor. Rastor est un cluster de Raspberry, c'est-à-dire de multiples Raspberry connectés les uns aux autres, qui a pour but d'indexer le réseau Tor. Qu'est Tor? Tor est un web alternatif, décentralisé, ce qui le rend impossible à censurer, et qui garantit un anonymat à ses utilisateurs. Vous allez me dire, oui, mais il existe déjà de nombreux moteurs de recherche. Vous avez tout à fait raison, il existe déjà de nombreux moteurs de recherche pour le réseau Tor. Néanmoins, les plus gros problèmes sont les suivants. Premièrement, ils sont pas du tout efficaces. En un seul mois, Rastor a indexé 2 fois plus de sites que les plus gros moteurs de recherche que sont actuellement Amia.fi et Onion.cab. Deuxièmement, les résultats envoyés par ces moteurs de recherche ne sont pas du tout révélants. Tentez de rechercher sur ces moteurs « maison à vendre » ou « house sale » en anglais si vous préférez, et regardez les résultats. Pour le premier, aucun résultat, et pour le deuxième, des résultats complètement aléatoires. Alors que sur Rastor, les résultats renvoyés sont au nombre d'à peu près 100, et ont un résultat beaucoup plus intéressant, c'est-à-dire que vous allez trouver ce que vous recherchez. De plus, Rastor n'a pas de base de données construite sur un dictionnaire, c'est-à-dire qu'à chaque fois qu'il va rencontrer un nouveau mot, il va l'indexer et l'ajouter à sa base de données. Ce qui est très utile pour rechercher des noms d'utilisateurs, des noms propres, ou alors encore du langage commun ou de l'argot. Actuellement, le projet a tourné pendant 1 mois et a indexé 2 fois plus de sites que les plus grands moteurs de recherche. À peu près 1 année et demie s'est écoulé depuis le début de ce projet et 73 000 sites à l'heure actuelle, 73 000 URL uniques ont été indexés. Il est constitué d'un maître et de 3 esclaves. Le problème réside dans le fait que Rastor n'a actuellement pas assez de puissance de calcul. 120 000 ou même 230 000 à l'heure actuelle sites sont en file d'attente d'être testés. Et en moyenne, pour un site indexé, 10 URL ont besoin d'être testés. Clairement, 4 Raspberry ne sont pas assez pour l'indexer. C'est pourquoi j'ai besoin de votre aide. Pour acheter plus de Raspberry, pour avoir une plus grande puissance de calcul. En effet, le réseau Tor a une grande spécificité. Les sites vivent et meurent très rapidement. Si bien qu'il faut être assez rapide pour pouvoir les indexer avant qu'ils ne meurent. L'idée générale étant de pouvoir vous servir à la fin une version cachée de ces sites, uniquement le texte, de manière à ce que si jamais le site meurt, vous puissiez en avoir quand même l'information globale qui vous sera servie. Dans quoi sera investi votre argent? Au cap des 500 francs, j'achèterai et ajouterai 10 Raspberry au cluster actuel, ce qui va le multiplier à peu près par 20 sa puissance de calcul. Cap des 1000 francs, j'achèterai 3 ou plus disques durs externes, de manière à suivre l'espace de stockage qui sera nécessaire. Cap des 2000 francs, j'ajouterai dans ce cas-là l'engagement plutôt d'un designer web au projet, de manière à rendre la page de recherche et la page des résultats beaucoup plus jolie qu'elle ne l'est actuellement. Regardez la version actuelle, c'est utilisable mais pas tout à fait très joli, je vous l'accorde. Cap des 5000 francs ou plus, je ferai entièrement réviser le code par un organisme externe à la recherche de failles ou d'optimisation. Les étapes suivantes pour ce projet sont d'améliorer l'algorithme d'indexation et l'algorithme de recherche, de supporter plus de langues, actuellement français, allemand, anglais et espagnol sont supportés. C'est tout à fait possible de supporter toutes les langues en fait, mais en commençant par la langue avec un alphabet cyrillique, c'est-à-dire par exemple le russe. Et la dernière, c'est d'optimiser les différents scripts qui permettent d'indexer, de ranger, etc. tous les différents sites et URL indexés. Si vous avez des questions, n'hésitez surtout pas à me les poser par email ou dans la fac. Et maintenant, je vais vous parler un petit peu des récompenses. Pour une donation de 5 francs ou plus, je vais vous envoyer par email tous les scripts qui permettent de faire chez vous le moteur de recherche pour Tor. Les scripts d'indexation, communication maître-esclave, vérification de site, etc. Vous allez pouvoir, chez vous, créer votre propre moteur de recherche pour Tor. Pour 20 francs ou plus, vous pouvez donner votre nom à un des Raspberry. C'est-à-dire qu'actuellement, 4 Raspberry existent déjà et 10 nouveaux seront commandés. Vous aurez la possibilité de choisir un Raspberry auquel vous donnerez votre nom ou le nom que vous voudrez. Et ce nom sera utilisé partout, c'est-à-dire dans les changelogs, dans les rapports de crash, dans les mises à jour. Ce sera ces noms qui seront utilisés pour la communication de Rastor. Pour 50 francs ou plus, vous recevez une copie complète de l'état d'indexation de Tor, de tout le projet de Rastor. C'est-à-dire tous les sites indexés, la liste des mots-clés qui y sont associés, et un contenu textuel des sites qui ont été indexés comme une version cache en fait. Évidemment, il faut que ça tienne sur une carte SD, ce sera donc compressé et il n'aura pas toutes les informations, tous les métas qui y sont associés, mais ça vous permettra de, pour n'importe quel mot-clé qui est indexé, aller dans le dossier et regarder quel site y est associé. Merci à vous, j'espère que ce projet vous intéressera. Bonne journée!
I'm Matt.
And I'm Sean.
And this is the Lumi Cube, an LED cube kit for the Raspberry Pi, transforming the Pi into something more interactive. Something that listens, senses, and glows.
Everything is Python programmable, and we made it this easy to get started. But there's more to it than 192 LEDs. We've packed it full of electronics. A microphone, a speaker, a screen, buttons, and a range of sensors. The perfect platform for hundreds of creations.
So, what can you do with it? Well, that's the point. It's entirely up to you. Use it to level up your room, or your workplace.
Create something beautiful, or retro. Or just play around.
It's built around a Raspberry Pi, so it's seriously powerful. Built-in voice recognition. Hey Michael, help me focus. And internet connected. Get traffic, weather, or even Bitcoin updates. Whatever you create, make it your way, and customize every part.
You don't have to code to get started. There are plenty of built-in apps. But if you want to learn, turn to a helpful booklet. And if you're a pro, everything is hackable.
The Lumi Cube can even interact with other devices and other cubes. The truth is, the possibilities are endless, and we can't wait to see what you'll create.
This is our very first product, and we need your support to kick off a manufacturing run. So please, back us, share with your friends, and join us on our journey. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shay Silverman. You may remember me from my previous Kickstarter, PiPlay, the gaming distribution for the Raspberry Pi. Well, today, myself and the rest of the PiPlay team are proud to announce the Deskade, the arcade game console for the Raspberry Pi and the new Raspberry Pi display. For the past 3 years, the team and I have been constantly wanting to create a small portable desktop arcade console. We originally started with this many years ago, and while it's a very cool design, there was a lack of buttons, screens, and joysticks for that small of a size. With the release of the Raspberry Pi display, we found that we can use real arcade-style joysticks and buttons along with the Raspberry Pi display to create a unique arcade feel that fits right on your desktop. The Deskade is compatible with PiPlay and RetroPie. This means all your favorite games and emulators will work just fine on this machine. We've already gone through numerous prototypes, but now we need your help to make this a reality. We hope you will back the PiPlay Deskade. Thank you for your time. From myself, Shay Silverman, and the rest of the PiPlay team.
We all love the Raspberry Pi. Who couldn't? It's an affordable, diverse device with the potential for so many exciting projects. The thing is, we just wish it was that little bit easier to get into making things without the steep learning curve. Maybe then, these things wouldn't get chucked to the back of a drawer and forgotten about.
That's why we made Tingbot, a small, compact kit for the Pi that makes it that bit funner.
So, what can you do with Tingbot? Well, you could create a surfcam feed so you never miss out on the big waves. A games console for all your nostalgia needs. A GIF messenger to share little moments with your friends. A MIDI effects controller for your guitar. A A one-hit pizza button. A new best friend. A live stream of your pig.
What we're trying to say is pretty much anything you can think of.
We're a small team of designers and developers with a passion for making things. With a wide range of backgrounds and interests, we all want to do different things with the Raspberry Pi.
So we developed our own hardware and software to make the Raspberry Pi exciting, engaging, and simple as fudge. So what exactly have we got here? Tingbots made of a few parts which build your Pi into a little internet-connected product. Assemble the touchscreen, connect the programmable buttons, and when wrapped up in its cool wee case, plug in the power and Tingbot's good to go.
We've also made it really easy to create fun, interactive projects for Tingbot using our own development environment we call Tide. Watch this. Just open your code, select your device, and it's on there in a matter of seconds. Tide comes with a bunch of clever libraries, simple building blocks, so you can get coding straight away. We're committed to building a real community around Tingbot, and we're really enjoying what we've seen so far.
The Maker Fairs have been the perfect place to get some outside perspective to make sure Tingbot is just right. We've also sent Tingbot on tour. It's currently whisking its way around the country where lots of people are making fun, inventive apps, which we can't wait to share with you. So far we've done all of this without investment, but now we need your help.
We're almost there. We just need the extra push to go from the few Tingbots we have to getting them out there to all you guys.
So join us on the next exciting leg of the journey and back Tingbot today.
Hey Kickstarter, my name's Graham, and I'm one of the creators of the LinkBot. We think anyone should be able to create with robots, regardless of their experience level. That's why we've created the LinkBot modular robot. LinkBots are useful and engaging by themselves and can be customized into whatever kind of creation you can think of. LinkBots are modular robots, where each module can snap together with other modules and accessories, and connect wirelessly so you can quickly build new kinds of robots. I've had a passion for robots since I was a kid, and I've noticed that they fall into two general categories. Either they're really complex with a steep learning curve, or they're fun right away, but they're really limited in what you can do. There wasn't anything in between, immediately engaging and hackable. Right out of the box, the LinkBot can connect wirelessly without a computer with Bump Connect. Once LinkBots are paired, you can use accelerometer of 1 to control others with Tilt Drive. There's also something we call copycat mode, where the joints of one control the joints of others. There's even some basic force feedback. Programming can be intimidating to some people, so we've developed pose teaching, which is kind of like stop-motion animation for robotics. It lets you start programming with your hands on the robot instead of a keyboard. Snap connectors let you quickly build unique robots. Or you can use standard number 6 screws to attach anything you can think of to the outside of the robot. A lithium-ion battery is built in with 3 hours runtime, and you can charge off a standard USB plug. LinkBot is Zigbee capable with a 100-meter range outdoors and can act as a dongle. The hubs are continuously rotating with absolute encoding. The robots have a 3-axis accelerometer, multicolor LED, and buzzer on board. Our software lets you control all these cool features in a dynamic way. You can do some pretty amazing stuff with zero programming experience. Okay, now that I've shown you how ridiculously easy it is to get started, let me show you some of the more advanced things you can do with the LinkBot. I showed you how to record complex motions with pose teaching. Well, after you get it to look the way you want, just connect the LinkBot to a computer, and our software converts your poses into code. Right now you can choose between C and Python, but we'll be adding more languages in the future like Java. Make some changes to the code, push play, and the robots start moving immediately. Each module has an I2C bus that lets you expand its capabilities with things like sensors and Bluetooth. We even offer a breakout board so you can attach any kind of device you can think of to the robot. We want to empower the maker community, which is why our chip is Arduino compatible, and our control software is open source. We've created a place on our website called My Barobo, where people can upload and share their designs with the LinkBot community. We also give you access to all the 3D models for our accessories, so you can print them yourself. There's no limit to what you can create with the LinkBot.
He picked it up and started using it right away and intuitively figured out what robot it connected to and then how to move it around.
With the LinkBot, we'll be able to get a lot more students involved at a younger age. It's excellent educational tool.
We're working with Protomold in Minnesota for the plastic parts and Pride Industries in California for assembly. We chose Pride because their professionalism and social mission really matched our company's core principles. We spent the last 2 years working on the LinkBot with the support of the National Science Foundation, and now we need your help to go into production. Launch the tools to empower everyone from kids to hardcore makers to create with robots.
Self-driving cars are becoming more and more common. Tesla has its autopilot mode. Google has its self-driving cars, which have logged more than 1.5 million miles with very low accident rates. Yet, for some reason, people are still afraid of this technology. Perhaps there's a way we can change all that. Welcome to Formula Pi.
Okay, Kickstarters, I'd like to introduce you to PyTop 4, the new go anywhere, do anything computer from PyTop. Now we've all got stuff that we want to do, stuff that we want to build, and PyTop 4 makes that possible. With PyTop 4, you'll not only learn to code, you'll also learn to make. It comes with a bunch of really easy to use programmable sensors, LEDs, buttons, and switches, so you can design, code, and make really cool stuff. For example, you could attach it to a balloon and monitor air quality, climb a tree, secure the PyTop to the tree, and record wildlife movements, program an amazing light show to wow an audience. Hello? Power robots and rovers and explore your world. PyTop 4 gets computing off the desk or sofa into the world to do real stuff. At the heart of PyTop 4 is the new Raspberry Pi 4, giving you loads more power to do even more exciting and cool stuff. On top, there are 4 programmable buttons and a mini screen to display things like data, system information, and whatever else you can think of. Oh! PyTop 4 comes with something called the PyTop Makers architecture, which allows you to cleverly connect all kinds of cool peripherals like LEDs, switches and motors. And it does this using plates that fit snugly to the bottom of your Pi-Top 4. In the box you get the foundation plate. So this is perfect for beginners, and you can plug loads of modules that you get in the kit into that and start playing with them. But if you want to start making more advanced designs, things that utilise things like motors and cameras, then you'll need what we call the expansion plate. That also clips on the bottom of your Pi-Top 4, but gives you access to much more complex designs. We've even made connecting your components to your inventions as easy as possible. Check this, they're magnetic. Isn't that cool? There's also a Lego mount, okay? So that connects to this LED, for example, magnetically, and then it'll clip into any standard Lego. Pi-Top 4 works straight out of the box. So if you plug in a screen, a mouse or a keyboard, it'll work immediately. And you might want to go for the full experience by attaching it to the back of our HD touchscreen with detachable Bluetooth keyboard. Then you can use it like a tablet or in desktop configuration. Drone to desktop to DJ decks and back again. Not a problem. So that's the hardware, but there's so much more to Pi-Top 4 than that. You also get access to Further, our new social making platform that's free for anyone to use. With Further, you can upload anything from your design for a new rover to a recipe for a cake. Like that. So that's Pi-Top 4, the new go anywhere, do anything computer from Pi-Top. We think it's amazing and we hope that you do too. If you do, then choose the pledge that's right for you and join the maker movement.
Robots will play an important role in providing physical assistance and even companionship for the elderly. Bill Gates. Meet Pi Mecha, an uber-intelligent robot with a Raspberry Pi heart who is here to fill your life with tons of fun. Pi Mecha is an advanced humanoid robot based on Raspberry Pi and smart servo motors. It is super easy to program and play with. Pi Mecha is compatible with Pi 0, A, B, 2, 3, 3B, and 3B+. It has a huge range of precise motions that you can customize. All you need to do is access its easy-to-use software and enter the world of new-gen customized robotics. Like if you want Pi Mecha to groove, just enter the command and he will impress you with his moves. You can customize Pi Mecha any way you like. Its Raspberry Pi Core lets you connect a camera to it and make it a guarding bot. Connect sensors to it to make it intelligent. Give it a voice or put a cape on it and make it fly. It all depends on your creativity and imagination. With its Raspberry Core and easy-to-use software, you can also program Pi Mecha to avoid roadblocks, help you navigate, give you company, and be your best friend. This would only happen if Pi Mecha gets enough love and support from you. So what are you waiting for? Hurry up, back and support Pi Mecha to bring him home and make him your best buddy.
This is AnyBeam, the projector you can actually fit in your pocket. You can use it anywhere, anytime, with anyone. It's that simple. Everything looks better on the big screen, and with AnyBeam, you can take your own high-definition pocket cinema with you anywhere you want. Just plug into the HDMI port on your laptop, a Fire TV stick, Chromecast, or even your smartphone. And now you're ready to enjoy your favourite shows. tri-laser technology creates a crystal clear picture on any surface, even if it's not flat. And with no fans, it never gets hot or noisy. You can use it to present anywhere and at any time, even at work. It's perfect for giving your presentations the laser-sharp definition that they deserve. And that's not all. We're also preparing this developer's kit for you to assemble, a Raspberry Pi version for all you makers and tinkerers out there, and this really cool case. While the projector might be small, the picture is big. Up to 150 inches big, to be exact. And with a power consumption of just 3 watts, all you need is a power bank for many hours of viewing. You don't have to be in a darkened room to get a flawless picture. Tiny but powerful lasers in any beam travel straight and barely spread, so you'll never have to adjust the focus. And what happens when it gets dark? Well, you don't have to worry about falling asleep. The full brightness of any beam is there to stream your favourite movies all night long. In fact, Anybeam's lasers are so sharp that they cut my hair off. But never mind about that. To bring this to your door, we really need your help. So click the Back This Project button and make a pledge today. Thanks for watching, and thanks in advance for your support. Anywhere, anytime, anyone. Anybeam is the projector that you can actually fit in your pocket.